excited to share some TikTok videos with you where we deep dive into some truly transformative information. I included topics such as affirmations, relationships, and positive mindsets. Get ready to challenge your thinking and upgrade your life. Sit back, relax, and let's do this.
Don't speak negatively to yourself, though, even if it's just a joke. Your body and your subconscious do not know the difference between what's real or what you're actually just thinking. Words are energy, and this entire universe that you and I are sitting in right now is built on energy. And so if you want to change your reality, you have to change the way that you speak to yourself. If you change the way that you speak to yourself, you can change your life.
Speaking kindly to yourself immediately shifts your inner dialogue from critical judgment to compassionate encouragement.
Seeing your patterns for what they've been doesn't mean that you failed. It just means that you're waking up. And waking up can be deeply uncomfortable, like skin crawling kind of uncomfortable, because it asks us to hold truth without turning on ourselves. And in our culture, we avoid this at all costs. The second discomfort shows up, we distract, we react, we reach for something to numb it out or to get rid of it. But here's the shift. You can take responsibility and be kind to yourself at the same time. And this, my friend, is not weakness. This is maturity. This is coming into who you are. And this should be honored and celebrated. This is living unbalanced. And if you're learning to grow without hating yourself in the process, you're in the right place. Follow along and let's see where this journey takes us.
Call me crazy, but I don't think you need to become a better version of yourself this year. I don't think you need to conquer every single one of your fears. And I definitely don't think you need to wake up at 5 a.m. and run 5 miles so you can prove you're worthy of being here. Because at some point, I think we lost the point that life is for living and not just for optimizing. And sure, it's great to work towards something, but when did all that working become synonymous with living? When did we forget that progress isn't the only point? I mean, we're called human beings, not human doings. And so this year, I resolved to consciously uncouple from the idea that we need to do more or be more. I resolved not to become a better version of myself. I resolved to be a kinder person to myself. Because maybe what we're all missing isn't discipline or ambition, but the radical permission to stop proving we deserve to be here.
I love what she said. She said we are human beings, not human doings. And instead of trying to improve ourselves, improve being kind to ourselves.
People that do that don't know they do it.
Correct. So I say to you, like, Stephen, what's your favorite restaurant?
Mr. Chow's.
Oh, I've been to Mr. Chow's. Last time I went to Mr. Chow's, I went with a whole bunch of friends, and I had a friend
People
who was
do that
really
all the time.
Yes. So I've asked a question. You've shared something with me that is such a gift. And instead of saying, oh, who did you go with? Or what did you order? I bring the focus of the conversation right back to myself. Even one follow-up question might be enough. And so if you use this mindset of like, ask the next question before you pull it back to yourself. Oh, who did you go to Mr. Chow's with? And I let you answer. Then I say, oh, I've been there too. Our brains are incredibly wired to be egocentric. And it's such an enemy of good conversation because it constantly tugs you away from being interested in the other person first.
They say if you want to build rapport with another individual, ask them about themselves. People love to hear their own name. They love to talk about themselves. And if there's somebody that you want to click with, talk about them. Ask them questions about themselves.
I think one of the huge mistakes that so many people make in relationships is they chase the potential of it and you excuse away behavior that isn't acceptable, hoping that at some point, if I just hang out with you a little bit longer, if I insert myself into your life, at some point, you're going to notice, and this is going to become something bigger than it actually is. And there is this refusal to see people's behavior as the truth and then take responsibility for whether or not you are willing to accept these table scraps.
I completely agree with everything you said, and I feel like a lot of people do need to embrace this because so many people date someone for their potential, or they feel like I can coach them to the better job, I can help them overcome their social anxiety. I think if you would not want to be with someone for how they are now, then don't be with them, because you cannot bet on their potential. And if you do, you might be disappointed or frustrated if it doesn't work out. And so people will show you who they are if you let them. But too often we want to control everything. We want to play the mentor-mentee relationship. We want to say, oh, I think this person could change if this just happens. But instead, be in the driver's seat of your life, but understand that you are not the driver of every other car on the road.
I wonder, have you ever met somebody or have ever been in a relationship where you want to fix that person? It doesn't work. You can support someone in growth, but you can't fix them.
This is the best explanation I've heard for why affirmations work. It's not magic or the secret, it's just science. So the idea is humans can't process everything in our environment. So we set up these little filters to help us focus on what's important. You know when you're in a crowd and it's really loud, but then someone says your name and you can instantly hear it even though there's a lot of noise? The reason that occurs is that we all have a filter set for our own name, because that's essentially the most important word for us. So with affirmations, when you start affirming something, it seems like the world is just spitting out opportunities for that thing. But really, you've just set a filter for those opportunities. So you're more likely to see them as a result, or interpret ambiguous things as positive opportunities.
I have just realized that social media exposes your friendships better than anything else. And once I explain this to you and I show you how social media will tell you what type of friend a person is, you're never going to be able to unsee it. There are two types of friends. There's the lurkers and there's the cheerleaders. Well, there's also the haters, but hopefully those aren't your friends at all. Those are just types of people on the internet that we don't want to talk to. Let's talk about the lurkers, because they're the most dangerous ones. These are the friends that we have that watch all of our stories and see all of our posts, because when we see them, they tell us that they know all the things that we're doing, but they never comment. They never hit us up in the DMs and say, oh my God, that's so exciting, that's amazing, congratulations. Or, oh my God, I'm so sorry that happened, how can I help? They never heart, they never emoji, they just watch, just kind of lurk. Those are the ones to be the most afraid of, because those are not real friends. Those people are sitting there watching your life, watching you win, watching you go through things, not reaching out. They're just kind of keeping an eye on you, making sure that they know what's going on so that they remain comfortable in what they're doing or what they're not doing. But let's talk about the cheerleaders. Those are the friends that are the first to comment whenever you share something exciting. They share your post. They hit you up in the DMs when they see something cool. They text you when they see that you're doing something exciting. Those are the people that remain in your life. Once you start to realize who is who, you're going to have to make the really, really uncomfortable decision. Start setting boundaries around the people that are just lurking. Because what I have learned is that those people are never there for the right reasons. It's sad, but it's true.
So tell me, do you have that one friend or that one person? Well, they saw your post, but they don't comment. I told my daughters, if you ever follow me on TikTok, hit a heart on that and let me know you liked it. Not because you liked it, but because it's how you support other people. You encourage them, or, encourage their silly, at least. Cheer them on for being brave enough to create a video. That's all I got to say on the subject.
Here's the thing about mindset. A mindset will not change the shitty situation you're in. A positive mindset changes you, which changes your ability to deal with the shitty situation that you're in.
Our perception of the world around us is a construct of the mind. It's an illusion in the sense that it's created by the mind, but there are things that actually exist out there in the world, but we're just not actually seeing all of it. So if you think of attention, it's like a spotlight. And so you can focus that spotlight anywhere in the visual field, let's say, or even auditorily, right? You can think of a cocktail party. You can tune in to some conversation over there and not be listening to what's right in front of you. So things could be happening right in front of your face, but if your spotlight of attention is not there, your brain might be processing it in some way, but you're not consciously aware of it. So what you're conscious of at any moment can affect what you perceive and what you remember as well. So if you're in a negative headspace, you're going to start perceiving more negative things in your environment. If you're in a positive headspace, you're going to perceive more positive things, even though the environment may be exactly the same.
Science shows that lack of discipline makes you unattractive, and I'll tell you the neuroscience behind why. Most people think discipline is about forcing yourself to do things, but biologically, discipline is nervous system regulation. Your brain craves predictability, structure, and self-trust. And when you don't have discipline, you don't have any of those. When you don't follow through on your word to yourself, your nervous system doesn't feel safe. It's the same reason your head has to be on a swivel around people you don't trust. If you're unreliable with yourself, your brain has to be on a swivel with you. Discipline tells your brain, I got me, and that's regulating. But the part that most people miss is that the brain treats stagnation as a threat. That's why feeling stuck and not moving forward feels bad. And when you lack discipline, you stay in that state. And your mood and the state of your nervous system is actually felt by other people. And that's what's unattractive. Research also shows that traits like reliability, self-control, and the ability to follow through are seen as more attractive. Also, growth is what makes you interesting. Discipline isn't control over your life. It's control over the one thing that you actually have control over, which is you. And if you can't be disciplined over yourself and your own mind, how do you expect to create the life you want?
Our subconscious can't differentiate a truth from a lie. Everything that you say to yourself, it will believe to be true, and it will try to find evidence to support that belief system.
Negative or positive.
Exactly. Affirmations are a really powerful tool that we can actually use to help change what we believe. You start saying, today is an incredible day. I'm excited for what's coming. Good things are meant for me. Then your subconscious is like, okay, let's find evidence for that. There are actually experiments that show that what we say to ourselves really does affect not only how we feel, but even our physiology. There are things that you can do daily to change your belief systems. So we have this thing called neuroplasticity, which is our brain's ability to form new neural pathways through repeated thought and action.
And if you change the outcome of your day and that adds up, you change the outcome of your life.
Our cells are listening on every single word we say. Positive energy heals the body. Stress and negative energy damages the body. Think about that.
People don't talk enough about how exhausting it is to live inside an overactive mind. It's not just thinking too much, it's the nervous system trying to feel safe through control. When your brain learned that unpredictability led to pain, it started scanning for threats before they could happen. That's what overthinking is. Self-protection disguised as a problem solving. You replay conversations not because you want to, but because your body's asking, are we safe yet? You try to predict every outcome because the unknown once hurt you. It's not about being dramatic.
I love this perspective. I don't think bad things happen to good people. I think bad things happen to everyone, and the way good people respond is what makes them good.
How you respond to life, how you show up, defines whether or not you're good. Because good people don't go around hurting other people because things aren't going right for them. I just want to say thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And remember, transformation is not a destination, but rather a journey. Keep challenging your mindset and keep growing. And until I see you again, have a great day. And if no one has told you this, you are valuable. You are a very important piece to this puzzle that we call life. You take care. I'll see you in the next one.